Hi, everybody. My name is Savannah. I am part of the customer success team here at Sendible. Welcome to our weekly deep dive webinar. We are so excited to have you. I'm going to be joined later in the webinar by our support person, Sarah. And we are diving into Sendible's feeds and auto posting. So an exciting topic for sure. We're excited that you are joining us. Just some housekeeping tips. You can check on the right side of your screen. You have a chat box as well as a question tab. If you have any questions that come up during my part of the webinar, feel free to pop them in the questions tab. We do ask that you try and keep them relevant to this topic so that we make sure we can get through all of them. You can also ask any questions and Sarah will get us them at the end there. Awesome. So if you've joined us before, you know that we often like to start with an icebreaker. I'm going to start with, what is your favorite season? And the reason I say that is because I am dying for summertime. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of sunshine. So spring, summer, lots of good things. We are getting close here, right? Winter's almost over. Awesome. Oh, it looks like a lot of people are liking some sunshine. Monica likes the fall. Awesome. Well, I'm going to share my screen and dive right in. All right. Let's just make sure everybody can see. Perfect. All right. So the area I'm going to take you through is in our content section, and that's going to be right here. And I'm going to direct you to our feeds. Now, when you first log into Sendible, you have the Sendible Insights blog already loaded here. This is a wonderful place to utilize the blogs that you read and you like to share for your clients. And it also has a great opportunity to share your own blog. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to first start with how to add a new blog feed, and then I'll take you through an auto poster. All right, so I'm going to select News Feed, which is over in the right-hand corner, and I'm going to select Publication and Blog. Now, I have a few different options. One, I can search using a URL. So this is going to be, I'm going to add my blog here. And so I'm just going to add the URL here, and I'm going to click Search. And here we have my blog. So I'm going to go ahead and select Add Feed. But let's say I don't have a specific blog that I'd really like to take a look at. You can also search for a topic like book recommendations. And you can click search, and that's just using a topic. And here, book recommendations of outstanding people. That sounds exciting. So I will add that blog feed as well. Oh. Looks like we'll add, so we can add this one right here. Looks like that feed is no longer working. So awesome. Okay, so now you'll see that the feeds that I've saved are over in the right-hand corner, and you have a few different blogs here. Now, right now I'm looking at the essay book reviews. I can take a look at Penguin Random House. I can also go to the Sendible Insights. And you're going to notice that right here, you have a few different options with that content. You can select this globe icon, which will view the source of this post. So it's going to take you out to a new tab and take you to that blog. You can also click share, just like so. And that's going to pull you right into the compose box. And that's going to give you the option to really share this post out as you'd like. So that's really utilizing our feeds. And again, using new feed, adding a new feed, and then using the blog content that they have pulled can be such a time saver. Now, I also wanted to talk about adding a new auto post feature, and I'm going to spend the majority of my time here. Now, just some tips. Since I've added my blog, I know that when I create a blog post, I want those to go out to my social media sites. So on Pollyanna Presbyterian, I'm going to add a new auto post right here. Now, that's again right next to that new feed option, and it has the feed that you've selected. And now you have a chance to add your social media. So I would like to post to my Facebook page, and I'd also like to post to my LinkedIn profile. Now, the next option, we have a bunch of different options that we can go through to set it up. The frequency here is going to be how often Sendible checks the blog to pull in new content. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm looking to make sure that the content is really profitable for my audience. So I'm looking to have it check the blog for new posts every 2 or 3 days. So do that. Now, because it's my blog, I feel comfortable publishing it as scheduled. But if, for instance, you were using a blog of someone else, feel free to send it to your drafts. So that way you can make sure the post is exactly what you like and all of the content is what you want to have posted. So you can just toggle that over here. But since again, it's my blog, I'm going to go ahead and schedule it. I am looking to only post 1 post per poll. I think I don't need this to alert me when it's published because, again, I publish the content myself. It's my blog, so I don't have any problems doing that. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it as active. Now, here are some additional pieces. The advanced options here have some options to really make sure that the content is relevant to the social media platforms that you've chosen. So the types of posts to share, I'm going to say any type, any posts or new posts only. You have those options. And then you have the post the following content. Now you have the option to post it, the title with the link, add a description, change out an image, description only, link only, etc. Now the options here are really given so that you get to specialize the content for the profile that you're choosing. So one of the things that I would say is that the title with the link can be really helpful across the board, especially for platforms like Twitter, which are going to have a really short character or a small character count. Some of the articles have a lengthy description, so you're going to have to decide if the blog, if you want to include that. Now, again, I've chosen Facebook and LinkedIn, both of which support descriptions. So I'm going to say I will do title and description. You know what? I'm going to keep it at title with link. That's what I'm looking for. I do want it to shorten links. This is especially helpful when looking at Twitter again. And one more thing to note about this is if I had chosen to do something for, say, Pinterest or Instagram, I'm going to want to include an image that's going to be required. Awesome. Next, we have repeating posts. You get to decide if this is something that you really want to pull repeated content. I usually leave it at don't repeat. I want to make sure that all my content is super valuable for my customers. I'm going to select newest first. And now I have a few options to add a prefix or a suffix. Now, this can be helpful if you want to say, like, check out my blog post, my newest blog post, or the suffix can be especially helpful when adding hashtags. If you would like hashtags to go out with each of your links, you can do that right here. Next, you have filters. Now, this can be helpful when using a blog that may include the names of competitors or things like that. So you can include articles that include Sendible, but we don't want to include others or something like that. So that's totally up to you whether or not you want to use that, but can be a very helpful feature. And then we also have Google Analytics. If you already have the source and medium set up, you can totally plug those in right there. All right, so this is my auto poster. I'm comfortable with how it looks. Now I'm going to select Save. And you're going to notice that it now has a dot on the end of the feed, and that's just helping me know that this is set to an auto poster. So that way, if you have any questions or you feel like you're not sure which one you set it up for, just you can look for that little blue dot next to the title. Feel free if you're finding that maybe this feed is not helpful for you or it's not relevant for your customers, you can feel free to just delete it by using the small trash can icon, and you can navigate like that. Awesome. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I wanted to cover for my side of this. But I'm gonna invite Sarah on, and I'm gonna have her answer some questions. It looks like we have a few in here. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Savannah. Thank you so much for that great explanation. You pretty much covered everything. I'm just checking if we have any questions over here. So the one I have answered it over here for Allison because it was related to scheduled and queuing. So I have
Okay,
answered that. And Allison, if you
awesome.
think that answer isn't like what you were asking, maybe you can elaborate. And then I just wanted to see your. What was the suffix part again? Okay, I'll speak about that now. Thanks for training. So what are tips of posting my okay. So Taylor says, thanks for the training. Since you mentioned Instagram, what are your tips on posting to Instagram? My clients are running into issues with image dimensions, so they only use Facebook because Instagram rarely accepts the image size. So Taylor, I think this is going a bit away from what we have discussed today. But what we can do is we can definitely reach out to you via email, and we can answer this question. So maybe if you can maybe submit a ticket request or even get through to us on chat, and we can gladly assist you with that, or even call us on the phone, we can do that. Okay, and then the suffix part again. So I'm thinking Frank is referring to the part where you set up the new auto post. I think that's what he means. I'm just going to share my screen and then I'll show you that again, Frankie. So just give me a sec. Okay, so I'm thinking you can see my screen, right? Or not? Can you see it? Hmm, why is this-
Yep, we can see it.
Can you see it? Can you see Sendible?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so to answer your question, Frankie, coming over to the suffix area, if I'm remember correctly, you come over to the edit post area over here, and it's the advanced options, if that's what you mean. Okay, so the prefix each post with and suffix each post with. Okay, so the prefix would be when you prepend the post in the beginning. So it's optional. You don't have to do it if you want to omit something. And the suffix, you can do the same, if that's answering your question. Um, let's see. That is correct, Frankie. Exactly. Like calls to action. You are correct. Okay. Um, Okay, so I'm seeing there's not many other questions. So there's just some top pointers that I wanted to mention. So like just to clarify some things. So one thing good to note is RSS auto posters will only check posts that were added to an RSS feed in the last 30 days. So to ensure that content is like fresh and engaging for your audience. However, you can still view them and manually post updates to an RSS feed for more than 30 days ago, if that's something that you're wanting to look at. And another good point would be if messages are being added to a queue from an RSS auto poster, and and you put it into a queue, this will not delete automatically. So in other words, you would then have to come into the queue and delete it over there. So I would show you how to do that. So let's say you have it saved in the queue area. So let me just come over there. And let's say your RSS feeds are coming into this area. You have the option to delete it directly over here, or you can even just delete them one by one. I heard, I'm thinking there's another question. I heard something. Let's see. Can you go deeply on using Google Analytics? Okay, that is a very good question. We will probably hold another webinar that will go into Google Analytics. So that's something different, good to note, right, Savannah? You can maybe keep that in mind for our next webinar. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so also another thing that I wanted to mention, we don't recommend using RSS auto posters to post to Instagram unless the RSS feed belongs to you or to your client. So, for example, if you have the RSS feed set up on WordPress blog, for example, now this is because Instagram requires that the images you post are your own or you have permission to share it. Okay. And I think that is everything, right? I didn't miss anything, right, Savannah?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Awesome. Wonderful. Any last call for any questions surrounding Sendible's feeds and auto posting? All right. Well, it was awesome to have you guys this afternoon. Just remember, we have these weekly, so definitely check your inbox for our next one. That will be hosted by our team member, Marcus. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and that you have a great rest of your day. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
thank you. Bye.